So I thought I'd use the next CEO address to talk about change. It's extremely topical at this point in time in the broader macro environment, but I thought I'd draw it a little closer to home and talk about change in the tax profession, and in particular, how we deal with change and embrace change at Nuaru. When I think about change for us, it really comes down to three aspects. It's people, it's our products, and it's our industry. In terms of people, look, I think we were ahead of the curve in terms of embracing flexible working, you know, setting up that environment for the professional services gig economy. It's probably no secret. I think that COVID has eroded a little bit of our competitive advantage around flexible working. Clearly, most people like working from home now, at least some of the time. But I think the really important thing to understand about Nuaru and our embracing of change in the people area is that it's inbuilt into our DNA. We will always cater for flexible working. We will always enable portfolio careers, which is becoming very, very trendy and in demand. And finally, we are the entrepreneurial lifestyle firm. It's in our DNA. When I move to products, this is a really interesting space. Products are making a lot of people nervous. A lot of people in the industry are concerned, looking forward that sort of medium term, 5 to 10 years, as to what our service delivery will look like. And the biggest influencing factors on that are regulatory and technology. And I think from Nuaru, what we do is we embrace that change. And the way we can embrace it really comes back to what we call is our hybrid advisor sort of model. And what a hybrid advisor quite simply means is that we act both on the internal side of a client as well as the external. And so we can be part of their team as and when we need to, and we can give that really sort of front to back service delivery. And then we can act as their external advisor, and we can do rulings, advisory, all the typical things, compliance that an external advisor would do. Because we have that spectrum of service delivery, changes in technology, changes in regulation, regulator-driven initiatives, are something that we can embrace. Because if it cuts off avenues of the external part, we have the internal part to fall back on. And so at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is really to deliver value to our client. We're not afraid of change. Indeed, we embrace it. And the final piece I want to touch on, which is topical, is changes in our industry. Most of you would have heard that G&F was acquired by PwC, and plenty of people have asked us, well, what does this mean for those top-tier boutiques like us that compete with Big Four? Clearly, one of the larger players is now taken out of the market and will be subsumed into PwC. When reflecting on this, I picked up on a concept from our website, and hopefully plenty of people have had a good look at our website and picked this up for themselves. But we have this term bigger than four. And what that really means, and the reason for coming up with the concept, is to explain to a broader audience that in that top tier tax space, there is a bigger than four market. There is plenty of room and indeed plenty of demand for services outside of the Big Four. And this is where Nuaru, both embraces that concept and indeed will fill that void and space left by that sort of demand outside of Big Four. Our service offerings, our model are all targeted at providing affordable access to top tier experts. And so there will always be that demand by clients that want that access, that want the value and want the experience that only a new tax firm like Nuaru can offer. And so that's the space that we feel that is bigger than four. And no matter what changes we have in the market, there will always be a need for those to lead that next generation of tax professional like Nuaru.